very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Dolphin Radio. I'm your host, the porpoise with a purpose and a face for radio. Today I'm going to show you a great way to avoid Obamacare and provide yourself with your own insurance. But before I go into it though, I feel like I should throw out a few points. First of all, this video is not just for Americans, it's for everyone. Despite the clickbait title, this video has more to do with showing you how to keep your own money and insure yourself than it does with Obamacare. Despite its official name, the Affordable Health Care Act, also known as Obamacare, is neither affordable nor does it provide any form of health care. Essentially, it is a form of corporate protectionism for the insurance industry, which allows health insurance companies, in theory, to increase their margins of profit by forcing people to buy their product when they may or may not want to use it. Insurance, for the most part, is a racket. If you are unfamiliar with that term, a racket is a system or structure which allows a small group to profit greatly off the expense of the masses. Insurance, with its high premiums, restrictive accounts, and annually resetting prerequisites for benefit, can easily be said to fit into this definition. Unless you have chronic medical problems, insurance will not provide a positive cost benefit to you as an insured person. If you fall into the category of the chronically ill, it may be to your benefit to go with a commercial health insurance company instead of following the plan that I will lay out in this video. This video is also not likely to be very beneficial to people whose employer-based health care is provided at little or no money, as the tax burden in the United States that you may incur as a result of not being commercially insured may outweigh the cost of that employee benefit. Rather, this video is mainly intended for healthy people who rarely visit the doctor and have high health insurance premiums. One last point. This video and the information in it is not presented as professional, financial, or medical advice, and as such, I accept no liability for what you choose to do with this information. I do ask, however, that if you find this useful or beneficial, that you share it with others who may also benefit from it. In an age of uncertainty, we must all look out for each other, and as I believe that knowledge should, for the most part, be free, my only request of compensation is your assistance in this information's distribution. That being said, let's go into it. How to avoid commercial medical insurance by insuring yourself in 3-ish easy steps. Step 1. Determine your premiums. If you already have insurance, this is pretty easy. Simply call your insurance provider and request your monthly insurance premium amount, or check your paycheck stub if your health care is provided through your employer. Step 1, Part B. If you have insurance, cancel it. If your insurance plan includes an HSA, also known as a health savings account, you may need to contact the provider of that account to determine how to close your HSA and liquidate money in it. Keep in mind that closing an HSA will most likely incur some form of tax penalty, but this can be mitigated by the funds inside the account and you will receive a check for the remainder. You can then use this money as a part of Step 2. Step 2. Open a basic savings account. This may require a deposit, but this savings account is essential to your self-insurance. There are quite a few benefits that a basic savings account has over an HSA, most distinctly the lack of restriction on what you can use the money in the account for. But also, basic savings accounts have better gains of interest, especially if you choose to use a private credit union rather than a bank. If you don't know the difference between banks and credit unions, let me know in the comments, and if I get enough requests, I'll put together a video for you on that subject. Otherwise, I'll respond to you individually. Step 3. Contact your payroll company, HR department, or employer and request that they make an adjustment to your pay that allocates the same amount of money that the insurance company quoted you in Step 1 into your newly established savings account on a monthly basis. If you receive a check or cash other than direct deposit, this will be your responsibility and will require a little fiscal self-discipline on your part. If you do have direct deposit, it is much easier, but you may need to divide your monthly premium rate by the number of paydays you have each month, so that the right amount of money is going into your savings account. You don't want to be paying more into this account than you have to if you have other bills to pay. That brings us to the end of the process for self-insurance, but not to the end of my video, because now I'm going to show you what you've just done and why and how it works to benefit you. For the example in this video, I used a figure of $240 per month as an example insurance premium, partially because it's a good round and easily divisible number, but also because it's my monthly premium. For me, instead of giving that much money each month to a company with no intention to do anything but tell me no and then annually reset my deductible, I paid that money to myself and to an interest-bearing account with no spending restrictions. This means at the end of the year, excluding earned interest, if I leave that money alone, I should have approximately $2,880 in my savings account. Had I bought insurance, that money would be gone, never to be seen again, and as year after year goes by, the money in the account only increases. Should I have a medical emergency, I can use the money in that account to pay my bill in full, whereas if I had bought insurance, I would, due to my deductible, still have to pay that money out of pocket until the deductible was met anyway, and I wouldn't have the benefit of a savings account with almost $3,000 in it. Keep in mind, that's approximately $3,000 annually plus interest. Think of this account as your own private insurance company that never says no because you own it and it only serves you, and this is why I call this self-insurance. When it comes to tax penalties, When it comes to the tax penalties associated with Obamacare, the tax penalties in the United States applied to uninsured individuals can never exceed the annual cost of health insurance. Any guesses as to where you might find that money to meet this liability if you end up owing taxes? That's right, your savings account. And since the tax burden may not exceed the annual premiums, there will always be more money in the account than is owed in the tax penalty, meaning that there will always be a remainder of your annual investment, which you will get to keep. If Obamacare ever got repealed, this tax penalty would disappear altogether and you'll simply be left with your savings. And that's why I say that this video is not just for Americans, but for anyone that doesn't want to have to buy insurance, but still wants to have some sort of self-insurance in case they have a medical problem. In this way, you provide your own insurance, keeping your own money and never have to ask permission from anyone to use it. As I said before, if you have access to free or very low health insurance, this may not be a plan for you. You may also see an actual benefit to health insurance if you're the type of person who meets your annual deductible year after year. But if you're like me, then you have no need for insurance because you rarely get sick or go to the doctor. And the only thing that insurance really does is put a drain on your paycheck. In that case, it might serve your best interest to follow my plan. If you have any further questions or comments, or if you use this plan effectively and want to brag, feel free to leave a comment below. Hopefully I'll have episode 2 of my Headwaters of the Economy series up soon, and I invite you all to check that out when it's done, as it's starting to grow into quite an extensive series with a lot of really good information. Also, feel free to like and subscribe for more, and please, most of all, share this video with those who can benefit from it. This is Dolphin Radio, signing off.
A racket is best described, I believe, as something that is not what it seems to the majority of the people. Only a small inside group knows what it is all about. It is conducted for the benefit of the very few at the expense of the very many.